So, when I look at my Coinbase account, it has my trade activity, and I look at like at one point I would send 100 Bitcoins and thousands and thousands. I go through all the history, and it just makes me sick because now Bitcoin has hit $63,000.
Yeah.
I was buying Bitcoin when it was $20, and I bought hundreds of them when it was $315, and it stayed there for a while. But instead of saving it, at the time I couldn't see into the future. I couldn't predict that Bitcoin was going to be worth $60,000. I mean, who could? So I was sending it to pay for the research chemicals that got me into trouble. It's so crazy because if I had just held on to those thousands of Bitcoins, I would be a billionaire, or at least hundreds of millions of dollars. So it's
what were you saying about this? The array of equipment you had mining them?
Oh yeah. So my friend Brandon and his brother Ben were importing containers full of these 333 megahertz ASIC Bitcoin miners. They're little USB chipsets back in the early days when you could literally mine coins a day from 10 of these things. And I ordered hundreds of them, and I set them up on like cooling pads with USB arrays. I'd put like 12 in an array or 10 in an array, and I could install USB cards in the computers where I could have like 20 of them going on any individual machine. So I had like 5 computers going with a bunch of these. I had them on metal racks, like storage racks. And if you open the room, I think I have a picture. If you open the room, you see all these little blue lights blinking, and you look at the screens and you can see I'm in these mining pools, and the Bitcoin's just racking up. But what's crazy is by the time they would get a shipment of miners, like it started with these 333 megahertz miners, it would become harder to solve a block, one Bitcoin. So the benefit of pulling all of your resources together is 100 different people can be working to solve the block together, and then you get paid faster. If you're working on it by yourself, then you have to wait until you solve the whole block to get the coin. So we'd pull our resources into these groups or these pools, and so all of our computational power was going to mine the Bitcoin so we could get paid faster. And it's just so crazy because as Bitcoin become more and more difficult, as more Bitcoin got mined, there's only 21 million something Bitcoins that'll ever be created.
Right.
It'll never go beyond that. And that's also why the value keeps increasing. As the volume increases, as the 24-hour volume, as more people start trading and the supply stays fixed, the value will increase.
How many Bitcoins was your machine mining a day?
Anywhere between 5 and 10. I could mine between 5 and in the early days. A month later, that became harder. My same computational power would only mine 3 to 4. A month later, it would only mine 2 to 3. A month later, it would mine 1 to 2. A month later, and this was in a period of months. I mean, it was very quick. The window was very quick.
And you were using these Bitcoins that you were mining every day for what?
For a lot of things. I was selling them. I was exchanging them. So, right. So a lot of times I would send it to China to pay for a product that... And
you didn't need to create fake IDs to send Bitcoin, right?
No, I didn't. That simplified things a lot.
Yeah.
For sure. But if I just held on to the Bitcoin, man.
What did you do with all the Bitcoin before you got arrested?
What I did with all the Bitcoin?
You still had a lot of Bitcoin when you got popped, right?
No, so I did have some Bitcoin. I didn't have a lot. Most of my Bitcoin I had sent to China.
Okay.
I had a couple altcoins, like I had some Dogecoin that's gaining a lot of popularity now.
You had it back then?
Oh yeah.
When was that created?
2000. It was a long time ago. 2011, 2012. I don't know. Oh, it's been around. So, Namecoin. That's how you get like the dot onions. When Ethereum came out, ETH, I bought a bunch of that. Litecoin. I dabbled with cryptocurrency a lot. I'm going to see a friend in Orlando, hopefully while I'm here in Florida, who I put onto cryptocurrency. And just last year, he made over $1 million. This it's just unbelievable. And here's the thing. You don't need to know anything about trading. You don't need to know how to read the charts. It helps if you do, but you don't need to. All you need to do is look for the new currencies that are actually backed by decentralized DAOs, decentralized autonomous organizations, backed by technology that is promising.
Oh, by the way, how many Bitcoins did you own at your peak?
Oh man,
Let's figure out how what your net worth would be right now.
So at any given time, like the problem is I would have like 100 here, 100 there, a dozen here, a dozen there, 100 here, and but at any given time, I never had thousands.
Just
so
humor me for one point.
But in total,
yeah,
probably 5,000 Bitcoins.
You had 5,000 Bitcoins
at any given time. Yeah, I mean, in total, if you total it all up, for sure.
So what's the math? 5,000 times 55,000.
I don't even want to hear this number. Don't want to hear it.
275 million.
There you go.
Jesus Christ, dude.
$250 million.
That's bonkers.
And I know so many people that came from nothing and now they're swimming in cash, making good investments. I know plenty of people that are literally crypto millionaires. I'm going to see one in Orlando.
But what does he do? So after he got the $1 million, right? After his initial investment turned into $1 million in this certain altcoin, right?
Right. It doesn't stop.
You just keep it in there, or do you pull any out?
Keeps exchanging one currency for another. So don't sell off everything. Take back your initial investment. Get your initial investment back and exchange it back for your local native currency or whatever you choose to be your long-term store of value. Whether that's Bitcoin or USD or whatever, put it in something that's accessible, that's safe to you. Leave the rest of it in the market. And now, when you see that you buy the dips. So when you see that a currency's down 30%, read the news about it. Make sure you're not making a bad purchase, but more often than not, it's going to rebound. Buy the dip. Don't buy the peak. Don't buy when Bitcoin's $63,000 and it's at the top of a peak and you haven't seen it drop in forever. Wait, be patient. It's going to go back down. Buy it. Wait for it to increase. And then you can keep. So if you have say a dozen different cryptocurrencies, you can just monitor your portfolio. They have crypto bubbles, so you can look at the performance on crypto bubbles and you can see what's down and what's up, and you can make your decisions. You can say, okay, this is a good time to exchange this currency for this currency. Exchange a currency that's up for a currency that's down, and keep swapping. You're not going to lose. And that would be more like a day trading approach, like you're constantly trying to make trades to make money, and it works as well. Or you can your strategy can literally be, I don't want to learn how to read the charts. I don't want to learn how to study and to make calculated decisions. I just want to buy new currencies. And I want to wait and I want to make money. And that's working for a lot of people. You don't have to be a smart trader you just don't. So it's wild, man. Interesting times.
Yeah, for real.